in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, my name is Saki, and well, welcome to just me and my friend Squiddy.
You ever have one of those random moments where a piece of your soul is suddenly vaporized and the last remaining remnants are scattered about into empty space like dots on an n-dimensional plane, creating a problem for the best and brightest minds to figure out how they can be connected? Yeah, that happened to me this past week. Other than that, Haru.
Well, speaking of vaporized soul, unfortunately, I am a little sad today. As you can tell, SCU is no longer with us. Um, and without bringing too much, I guess, dirty laundry or anything like that, I just want to say that it was a pleasure working with SCU. However, due to, I guess you could say, creative differences and
Yeah, that's typical.
questions of importance on what is important to us, and especially to me as his co-host and to him as a boss of his projects. I decided to leave and continue on, and I brought Squiddy because he's my squid. Um, but unfortunately, I will no longer be part of the SU and Saki show. That is no longer there. Nor will I be part of any of SU's projects, like I said, for creative differences and at seeing what is more important. You can read his blog if you want. I don't technically agree with it, but that's up to you. And if you ever have any questions, you can always just message or you can put it in the comment box. Either way, it works for me. But with every door that closes, a new one opens, right?
In the words of the great Roger Sterling from Mad Men, when God closes a door, he opens a dress.
What the hell? Okay. I don't even. There's some things I don't even know how to answer you, Eric. Anyways, so before we
Look, I'm
begin,
on a good streak, okay?
I know you are. I know you are. I know you are. I know you are. So, with that being said, I do want to start off the show with a quick moment of silence, not only for the two victims, Anton Sterling, my apologies, and Philando Castillo, but also for the 5 officers that passed away this past weekend in Dallas from the shooter Micah Johnson,
And the
who
civilians as well,
and the
unfortunately.
civilians as well. So we'll give a moment of silence, and then after the moment of silence, I kind of want to talk real with you guys, our listeners and viewers, because there's something that needs to be addressed, and I think at the moment we can only address this as plain and as, I guess you could say, cold as possible because there's just too much emotion. So before we do that, we'll give a moment of silence. Alright, so with this recent shooting, there's been a lot of controversy, not only with police, but also with the group called Black Lives Matter. Now, as many of you guys who follow me on Twitter will know that there's some things that I don't agree with Black Lives Matter. In fact, I don't agree with the group at all. I believe that their goal that they originally had was indeed beautiful. However, due to events, and as Eric will say when he speaks, that it's been taken over, that now the idea that they had is no longer beautiful, but rather taking a minority group, and usurping what is the supposed majority. So I'm going to go to you, Eric, so that you can explain what you mean by taking over, and also that you can explain what you think of the recent events, because I know that you showed me an article, so I definitely want you to go ahead and start that off.
Okay, well, as we were talking just before the show started, and I heard this mentioned, what's been going on with Black Lives Matter has been going on pretty much since any group be it political or otherwise, has happened since the beginning of time. You look at the Republican Party, their platform from 1980 to their platform from 2012, and I can only imagine their platform here in 2016. The Tea Party, Occupy Wall Street, Black Lives Matter. Every group sadly gets hijacked. What will start with something well organized, well intentioned, and something that can truly benefit the masses, eventually you're going to have certain ideological extremists. And this applies to religion too. You look at the beginnings of ISIS and what they represent versus traditional Islam. When these extremists begin to not even so much infiltrate, but join and blend in the group, they multiply, and then their ideas slowly start to take over. They want to bend the group's intentions in mass more to what they think, because as extremists, they feel that what is best. Now, going back to specifically Black Lives Matter, the original form and focus of the movement was, yes, all lives do matter. We should all be equal. And because we should all be equal, we need to examine the treatments of minorities, being these confrontations with police officers, the shootings, imprisonment, injustice, what have you. But then you have these ideological extremists that have been popping up because, especially these recent shootings in Baton Rouge and up in Minnesota, they figure all coppers are bastards. We want their blood. Nothing's going to get settled. Violence, violence, violence. And as the more and more people start galvanizing to these extreme ideas, and because violence, unfortunately, is so easy to react with, as it has been for the last generation or so, that's going to get more and more steam. It's going to take over. And now, as we're steadily seeing, here we are, these people are with the Black Lives Matter movement, it's turning into borderline race war. Black against white, us against the world, us against police, line the streets with blood. And that makes no sense for anybody. We've already seen violence on such an incredible scale in the past 15 years. The last thing that needs to happen is more anger and even more violence to expedite the process. The horse is already farther out of the barn, but do we still need to let it run?
I actually want to mention something about what you just said, Eric, which is
Okay.
actually in relation to what you said. And I think it's a cause, if you can say. You said that violence has the violence of the situations that we're seeing today, and unfortunately in these times, are the racial wars between the police and the civilians. If we have to put specifics, black people. Can we say that it's because of the technology we have with video that it's causing such a ruckus and such violence to be even more violent, if that makes sense, more extreme?
Yes, and it does, because everything is immediately more accessible. Go back to even 20 years ago. You would be hard pressed to find any of these statistics or any videos, because you had big bulky cameras, nowhere to put them aside from videotapes or eventually DVDs and what have you. Now that everything has become such digitally connected, everything is more accessible. You can use your phone and all of a sudden you stream live on Periscope, Facebook Live, all these things. There's so many billions of pictures and moments of videos out into the world that just about anybody can reach. And when you have access to that data, when you can get the information you want, you can become quickly not so much warped or even numb to it, but you can form thoughts and opinions quicker based upon your research. And typically, with human beings, one of our most primal instincts is anger. And when you can form a reaction so quickly, anger tends to be first.
Now
If anger, if it gets violence, etc.
I have another question because you
Okay.
brought up the periscope, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we know that many of the marches and protests that are occurring are because of Anton Sterling and Philando Castile.
Mm-hmm.
The Anton Sterling case, there's a video, we see it, there's not much to it except that the suspect or Anton Sterling was already on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and for some reason the police shot him not once but multiple times in the back while he's already detained on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Why? It's up for discussion and debate, but I'm not going into that. There's the video of Philando de Castillo that's the one that bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
Because we see that it's after the shooting occurred
Mm-hmm.
that we see Castillo wounded.
Mm-hmm.
We see his girlfriend streaming the video to Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
supposedly. And we
Facebook
see
Live, yes.
Facebook Live. And we see that the cop is still pointing the gun at him,
Mm-hmm.
but he's also screaming, keep your hands where I can see them. I told him to keep the hands where I can see them.
Mm-hmm.
I may be a little bit wrong in verbatim, but we see it.
Oh yeah.
There's two things about that video that's bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is that the cop, after he shot Castillo, he's very distressed. You can hear it in his voice. You can hear that he's panicking. You can almost hear that he's ready to cry, because it does to me sound like he's ready to cry.
Mm-hmm.
And he's in distress. At the same time, the second thing that bothers me is the girlfriend of Castillo is still streaming the video, and she is almost cold to the fact that her boyfriend is sitting there dying. And the only raging emotion that we see is when later in the video she's in the cop car
Mm-hmm.
and she's screaming, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we see from the media, and that's what I've seen so far. So my question to you is, do you think there's something wrong with that? Because I know you mentioned that with Periscope and all of these incidents, that there's some sort of like cold feeling when we see these shootings. Like it's almost because since we see it so many times that we get almost cold and accustomed to it. So do you think
you're desensitized.
exactly? Do you think that this girlfriend was desensitized when she saw her boyfriend like that, or do you think there's something else? Because I think there's something a little weird and something else in that video. But I want to hear your opinion first.
It's not so much desensitivity, but say that you are presenting, say that you're acting typical. You're hysterical, you're crying, you're showing that range of emotion in the moment. While it's understandable that you would, that is the first thing that everybody jumps to. That everybody who would see the video, both live, captured, downloaded, what have you, will see. They look at your emotions first. Now, you still do it when you're calm, but when you are that animated, it's your emotions, and then that's it. They don't see the content of the video, they don't see this, they don't see that. They miss out on crucial details simply because all they see a woman crying, screaming, whatever. They may ask why, a lot of people do, but that's secondary. because she was so calm, people were able to look at the situation, take a step back, and analyze the situation and see, oh shit, what's happened.
But wait. Great that she's calm,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not normal in a human that's just witnessed someone that she supposedly loves, and he's sitting there bleeding, and not even that, she's not even trying to scream at the officer, hey, he's bleeding, get help. It's not even the fact that she moves, because obviously we can see that the officer is holding the gun and saying, listen, don't move, keep your hands where I can see them.
Okay, okay, and I will grant you that it's not normal, but given that the state that the officer's in, do you honestly think screaming would have helped?
I don't think it would have helped, but I don't think we're talking about what's helpful and what's not helpful. Granted that I think what the problem is happening with these videos that are arising is that we are seeing jumping to conclusions, literally jumping the gun on these
Mm-hmm.
videos, and
Mm-hmm.
then when we look at them the second, third time, we are already so clouded with judgment that we cannot look at these videos with a clear eye, and the truth becomes obscure until someone years later will look at it and try to figure it out. Someone who's
Well,
never seen the video before and trying to see. I think from this video, and I'm only talking about Castile. I'm not talking about Sterling because Sterling's
mm-hmm.
in a different circumstance. But in the
Right.
moments of Castile, there's something wrong with that video that is bothering me, and that bothering is what's leading me to believe that before the video happened, something was already wrong to begin with that led that cop to shoot.
Okay. To an extent, I will agree with you. And I will say, had we seen any footage before, either be it through the officer's dash cam, which should have been going, and that video should be in the proper authorities, through her recording a minute or two earlier, which I encourage people to do. I encourage people to get their own dash cams, or through,
Encourage people to begin recording the minute they get stopped.
yes, and also, especially, and this is a hot button topic, especially in Jacksonville, body cams. If
Body
that
cams?
officer didn't have one,
No.
that would have also been helpful.
It would have been greatly helpful.
Yeah, so right, and we would have seen what would have happened before, so we have this grand conclusion.
But
I'm going to have another twist to that, though.
Okay.
You remember the Eric Garner
I
case
do.
up in New York?
I do.
Now, you know that there was another person who was a bystander at the time that managed to record the whole situation, start to finish.
Right.
Believe it or not, and this is another thing why I have to be very skeptical about with these recordings to begin with in certain situations. Out of everyone in that incident, Garner, the officers, and everyone was around, the only one that was arrested was the man that recorded the video.
Okay. Fair enough.
So I still encourage people to do it, but I say things are warped and twisted, and that's one other thing. Back with the hands up, don't shoot movement, when that slogan came out, that also set in everybody's mind. So now you're saying, yes, I should be recording, but there's going to be a part back in that mind that's saying, I could even get into trouble for recording this. And officers have even become more sensitive, even if you're standing out of the way, not obstructing anything clear across the street recording, they could still come after you, violating your legal right to record from a distance, not interfering, just recording. They could still come after you too. So that unfortunately has sharpened another double-edged sword that we have to walk on.
I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of honestly it all comes down to what the circumstance is. And it's
Right.
like that article you sent me. It
Mm-hmm.
really depends where that person is coming from. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like where that police
Oh
officer is
yeah.
coming from. Is that police officer? Because in the article that Eric sent me, the article is stating that a retired cop who was a black cop. I forgot what city. Do you remember? I think it was in
St. Louis,
St.
because he
Louis.
was relating to what happened in Ferguson.
Exactly. He said that with these cops that are supposedly racist, it's not that these cops are all of them are considered racist. It honestly just comes from who their bosses are. If I've gained the point correctly, hopefully
Mm-hmm.
across. You know, where is the department head? Is that department head someone who's racist or someone who is biased or whatever? It all comes down to that person. And it makes sense because it's like a chain. You know, a
Mm-hmm.
cop can't be a good cop in that department if they're not following obviously the boss's orders. So
Mm-hmm.
I get that idea, but that still doesn't mean that it should be the automatic response, especially in the Castile case. Automatically, when people saw that video, they jumped to the conclusion that he was racist, including other cops saw that he was that said over Twitter, because I saw another video of a female cop saying it. Automatically, they think that this cop was racist, and then you look at him, and if he was a racist person, he would have done a lot of other things. Instead of not looking, but scared shitless, okay,
Well,
and distressed. And then I look at this girl, and while you say that it wouldn't have helped if she was screaming, but I looked at this girl who has a history of filming things
mm-hmm.
in situations that are kind of not the best situations, and she
No,
still
and I saw those, and those were stupid. That's
very
the first thing.
stupid.
Yes, and I'm free to admit that. And I guess, and
I
I've
think
said this.
I think that from those videos, before you continue, Eric,
Mm-hmm.
is that because there's a video, I believe his name is Michael Lynch or Danny Lynch, something like that. Oh, I can't remember. But look at my
Dennis
Twitter,
Lynch, I
Dennis
believe.
Lynch. Look at my Twitter. There's a video there posted, a link. But after I saw that, I wasn't even paying attention to his commentaries.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all know that the media is biased no matter what the commentaries are. I was looking at the videos that he was showing.
Yeah, and even with his, on the subject of his commentary, yes, there is some bias. I'm not disputing the facts of the videos themselves,
That's the thing.
but
Those
with his,
videos are
yeah.
discrediting her. I
Mm-hmm.
feel that those videos are discrediting her. And I look at the videos of where she's posting about her daughter on the protest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean about the protest. That she's talking to about her daughter, that her daughter is a
Mm-hmm.
soldier, and this and
Mm-hmm.
that. And I'm looking at her, looking how she's so tragic and whatnot. And then I look at these videos. Number one, I see a video of her looking in the mirror, trying to make herself look sexy and whatnot, while her daughter's trying to get her attention, trying to ask for her. I
Yeah,
also
and
look
she
at
miserably failed, number one.
Miss Really Be failed. It was horrible. At the same time, I'm also looking at this girl. Her name is Diamond Lavish Reynolds. And I look at her, and she's also smoking weed while she's pregnant, smoking cigarettes while she's pregnant, drinking
Mm-hmm.
while she's pregnant, all in the same time in the car with her boyfriend, drinking, driving, smoking weed, smoking in a car with a child and her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. And that's going to be, and it's really unfortunate because, and this kind of relates to his commentary. He was saying, "Oh, the media isn't giving this officer a fair trial of this and that, and blah blah blah. They're gonna get, or saying he's guilty." Well, number one, yes, he's guilty of something. Number two, the reason why the media is doing this is because of all of the instances, and I even mentioned with you with the New York City shooting of the four officers of the unarmed man way back in
Yes,
1999.
yes.
All of them were acquitted. All these other officers are either acquitted, in a lot of cases don't go to trial. So yes, the people viewing the media, which I've always had problems with, they're going to see that. And then at the same time, I agree with you. She is perpetuating a stereotype. This is going to resonate with a lot of other people. They're going to start attacking her. So now you're going to have attacks on both parties from both sides. He's all this and that because of all these trends with police. She is all this and that because of what she did, her part perpetuating her stereotype about black people, which is inherently pathetic. So yes, I can see both sides. However, the reason why everybody is jumping on this trend is because of all of these other videos. And I'm even going back, farther back, Eric Garner, Tamir Rice in Cleveland, all of these other ones that we've seen the bias being there. And in math, this is the black swan theory. Also, the theory is, when it was first created, discovered, okay, you see a white swan, another white swan, dozens of other white swans, all swans are white, until you find a black one. That discredits your theory. Okay, you see all of these videos and all of these instances pouring through the media the past 5, 10, 15 years, you're going to think of that with all cops until you personally either have a different experience or see a different experience. That's one part of what the cops, like in that article. That's another part of the media, their sensationalism. There's so many moving parts on this one. That's why it's inherently broken. And this is what you get.
Yep. I just hope that people ask the right questions instead of just jumping to conclusion. I think that that's what people and our listeners and our viewers need to get, that we need to ask questions. Granted, these questions are not easy to answer, nor are they easy to handle. You know, many people obviously are quick to judge, and unfortunately we live in a society that is very easy to insult and anger, and it's unfortunate, but we need to ask these questions, especially with the fact that we have such technology that allows us to glimpse some perspective of these events. But we also have to remember that these technologies are as smart as the user and are only they're only seeing what their user is seeing, I think we can say.
Yes. And this is why I always tell people, do your homework, do your own research, find from whatever source you can, form your own opinion. And especially in this case, this was not quick to get into. This developed over years. Do not fall into this microscopic attention span and look for quick answers. There are none. Be willing when you ask these questions, prepare for a dialogue, a very long dialogue with different sets of people with different views, because that's the only way that we can get started in fixing this mess. If you want it to be done within an hour, within a day, within a week, then go do something else. Unfortunately, this took years to get to. It's going to take years, although I would hope not, to get out of.
So, with that being said, we're going to actually go ahead and move to our next topic. And this time, this topic is going to be about sports, because we've seen a lot of disappointments.
Not if you're me, but that's another story.
I'm talking about the fact that Dwayne Wade left Miami.
I warned you. I warned you.
That doesn't make me feel any better. Alright, yes. Unfortunately, Dwayne Wade left Miami and went to the Chicago Bulls.
Chicago, it's a hell of a town.
He's just rubbing that into my face. I know he is, but anyways, unfortunately, Wade took an offer. Was it 4.9 million?
Oh,
No, no.
no. It was a 4-year deal. I have
Uh
to
huh.
look back up. It was something in the order of like almost 20 million a year.
Okay, so I think it was. I know. I actually know it's 41 million over the
hmm
4-year deal. That's right, because he offered him 40 million, and that was only for 1 year. Was it? Yeah, it was for 1 year. It was a 1-year deal, and he didn't accept it, and he went to Chicago because they offered him that range.
Yeah, well, because he flat out said he wanted to make more than 20 million a year. And he saw what the Heat front office did. We're going to start you out at 19. Based on the fact that he spent his entire career there, he'll bring them 3 championships. Yet, Hassan Whiteside, they wanted to get him near a max contract. Even though they didn't have the money, they wanted to get Kevin Durant. And they told Dwayne, our priority is Kevin Durant. And we're going to offer him 26 million a year. Combine that with the fact that throughout his entire career, even with all of his accomplishments, Dwayne Wade has never been the highest paid player on his team. Ever. So, Chicago, they had made moves. They were making an offer. He's a Chicago guy coming to his hometown. He was like, you know what? I'll see you later. To me personally, I can't find fault with this. The Heat, and I'll put this a bit on Pat Riley, they had opportunities to keep him. He laid out a scenario for them to keep him. He became, and he would have stayed that Heat life for whatever all these memes are hashtags. The Heat didn't pull the trigger, so Dwayne Wade did.
I still sucks though.
Well, I mean, yes, it sucks. I'm not saying that it doesn't suck,
Still
but
sucks.
what did I even not say last week? In all of this time, everything that he's done and all of this, what talent and things that he had left on that team that he was going to stick around for what he realized was a pay cut and win 35 to 40 games. He wasn't. He'd been through that before, and at least with Chicago, with the talent that they were able to keep, they're going to be decent. They're going to be terrible to watch because there's not going to be any real offense. It's just going to be a very compact half-court defensive team, but they can have a shot to still win. And the fact that he's making nearly 25 million a year in the process, whatever. Heat fans, I'm sorry, but as DJ Khalid said, congratulations, you played yourself.
Anyways, who else did we got someone? We got, what was it, Duncan? No, Duncan's retiring.
Yep.
Duncan
The
is
big
retiring.
the big fundamental. Congratulations to him. One of only 4 players to score 20,000 points and play on 5 championship teams. I mean, God, it would take me 20, 30 minutes just to list all of his accolades.
I have a pimple. And I'm not. I'm actually. I actually just got distracted because I have a pimple. I'm sorry.
Where?
On my cheek. It, it's. It's. I'm freaking out. I have
I,
I have perfect complexion and I have a pimple.
um,
I'm gonna cry.
oh, fucking Clear Silk commercial just went through my head.
I
Oh,
mean, what is it? Oh my god, what is it? It's not clear, so. It's the one that Justin Bieber had. No, not Neutrogena. Not Neutrogena. Is it Clarisol? No, it's not Clarisol. It's the really, really fancy one.
Fiore?
No.
I don't know.
Justin Bieber had a legit commercial for it, and I remember he had a
like saying Justin Bieber is going to help trigger my memory. Thanks.
It's the really fancy one, the ones that they sell at Macy's and everything.
We don't have a Macy's up here. I'm still clueless.
I'm thinking. Anyways, it bothers me. Anyway.
Oh, please! You see what I see some mornings when I get out of bed.
I'm actually looking this up. Hang on, I'm actually looking this up. This is bothering me.
Baby McGeevis.
Oh, Justin Bieber.
Okay.
Skin cream. Skincare commercial.
Before I haul off and want to break out my paddles, for anybody that's
Proactive, it was Proactive. That's the one that works.
And I'm forwarded yet again before I can even give a decent All-Star Game update. You really know how to derail things now, don't you?
I do. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
That didn't sound good, man. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I'll behave. I promise. I'll behave.
Okay. Yeah, and there, all these tweets aren't really helping me much either. We're trying to figure out the fucking score.
Oh.
This is just, yeah.
Oh yeah, yes. NBA MLB All-Star Game.
Yes. As last check, it was 3-1 American League, thanks to a couple of homers one from Eric Hosmer, one from Salvador Perez.
Sweet.
And I don't have any further updates for that because Twitter is stupid.
Stupid. Don't say that to Twitter. Twitter's is actually a decent. I need a Proactive.
Okay, depending on what account I use, I'll determine how decent or not it is. If there are certain body parts that I want to see and I'm able to see them right away, Twitter is my friend. But if there's certain information that I'm trying to get on right away, especially while I'm here on the air and I'm not getting it, Twitter is stupid. So there. Yeah.
Mew Mew.
Yes, okay. God damn.
I win.
Is it really this hard? I mean, whenever I live tweet something, I always try to include the score whenever I can. It's just a couple of seconds. It's just a few characters and thank you! Finally! Top of the fourth, 4-2 American League, the NL just scored. Why is it that you go more than an hour between scoring updates and you're dedicated to this one single fucking game?
Why do I have so much acne?
Oh, it's one pimple besides it's
not pimple. I have one. I have like 2, 3 on my little the fat part of my cheek. I have you know what this is? And I know this is on the internet and stuff, but this just means that womanhood is coming.
Okay. And
it sucks.
Look, granted, I had like no experience with it. I'd still trade you for the kind of things that I do with my arms and in other places.
It just sucks, man.
Oh, trust me, there are things that suck worse.
Oh, that is too funny. So
It's
yeah,
funny because you know I'm right.
I know. So yeah, people, Dwayne Wade's gone, and that's the only thing I cared about in the free agency.
There were a couple of other signings too. Sasa Vujacic, he got a one-year deal with the Knicks. You have the Nets still making moves, and it's just nuts. Very, very
Nuts.
nuts.
Nuts. What? Oh shit. Shit balls in an ass. Don't ask.
Well, see, it's one of those three places. That's where I have to deal with hair bumps and pimples, so don't you start.
That is uncomfortable. That is uncomfortable.
See, you think it's uncomfortable for you. I've actually had to deal with them from time to time. So how do
Ah,
you think I feel?
that is uncomfortable.
Yes, that's what I say to myself whenever that happens.
Oh god. Good to know. Good to know we had this talk, Eric.
Hey, you're the one that brought it up complaining about pimples. Now you know
Okay.
what I go through.
And then, right. So I need. Oh, I need my black marker. Okay. I'm not. I'm actually just gonna go ahead and outline. Yeah.
Can I also give one other thing that I kind of called off of my chest now that I seem to be on a roll?
Okay.
The Euros.
Uh huh.
Portugal. I said if I was Ronaldo, I would, as soon as Messi missed that kick in the Copa America final, I would double down and win that tournament. Look who lifted up the trophy, bandaged knee and all.
Oh shit. Oh, call out! Call out!
Hey, he took a hit to the knee in the 8th minute, was in pain. The man got up and tried to run and play 3 times before finally the ref had to call in a stretcher, and he was crying in so much pain, like a little bitch, which sometimes he can be, right off to the sideline. But nevertheless, he went, cheered on his team, and when Adair scored in the 109th, France were beat. Portugal gets a sweet taste of victory after what happened to them in '04. And yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo can tell Messi when La Liga starts up in a couple of months, suck it. Who's got the major trophy now, bitch?
Oh shit. Damn! Damn!
That's what I would do if I'm in that situation. I'm like, so let's see. Did you win Champions League this year? No. Oh, wait a minute. I did. Yeah, yeah. How do you do for your country? Oh, that's nice. Oh, look at this fine thing I have here.
Damn.
Yeah. Poor Antoine Griezmann. First, he gets beat playing for Atletico Madrid. Gets beat by Real in the Champions League final 2 years ago. Then gets beaten by them again this year in penalties. Then gets beaten extra time against Portugal. So in a 2 year span, he's lost to Ronaldo 3 times.
Damn.
But yes, a tournament that was filled with upsets and dream stories like Wales and Iceland, marred by flares and explosions and Russians getting all uppity and wanting to fight, turned out to be pretty good at the end.
Cool. Cool beans. Cool
Yeah,
beans. I want to talk about Pokemon Go.
I knew it. I knew it.
You
I
know?
can't I can't escape this game. The Facebook pictures with the weird places that Pokemon are showing up.
Listen! No,
all
wait,
the
wait.
people, all the
Well,
people that are playing it at work, all these other things. I'm like, I already have too many addictions and vices in my life. This is just no. This is no.
listen. Well, first of all, they found a Weedle, which is a bug Pokemon, in the Publix aisle in your yogurt. And then they found a Rattata, which is a normal rat Pokemon, in the, I think it was in the fruits aisle of Publix. The point is, alright, that it's a good game.
You're mentioning Publix. You're not mentioning women taking pictures of fighting Pokemon sitting conveniently on top of their underwear. Not to mention.
Okay, you're looking at the wrong thing. Here, no, the game is supposed. Okay, look, the game. The game.
See, I'm right.
No, the game has bugs because, let's be honest, this is an app game for a phone, where we know that phones, while as great as they can try to be, they are not into full capacity as like a console game. Especially
other app games where that's not a problem.
Okay, but remember that Pokemon is not the Pokemon company, especially Nintendo, has only released a couple of apps that have already been, how can I say this? Have already had bugs, and if you look in the app store, the Pokemon apps, the other ones other than Go, is very poorly rated. And the Nintendo Me app is another one that is not only poorly rated, but it's not to a full capacity as if you were to use a Me app in the Nintendo 3DS. Remember?
Okay, note to Nintendo, don't make apps.
Okay, this is comes my point that Pokemon Go is the first official app that is literally made for the iPhone, made for the tech of a cellular phone or an Android. I'm not a fan of Android, but it's made for that
Android all the way.
It's made for that specific console, or rather technology. And it's their first official one that's made for that. It's supposed to have bugs, and on top of that, Nintendo expected a certain amount, and this app literally was given over $6 million, and within the week that it was just downloaded. This app has become such a craze that not even their own creators can believe it.
Okay, time out on 2 points. Number one, did you not see it as a red flag that to try to get this as soon as possible, you had to create an iTunes account for New Zealand? Number two, do the people at Nintendo severely underestimate that? If I'm something like that, if I'm one of the big honchos in Japan, I'm coming back after I hit up a couple hundred yen stores, after I've sampled doing whatever with the pennies out of the vending machine, I'm thinking to myself, hey, millions of people are going to get on this. We better get this to the fucking T before we release it. They are going to be patient enough and wait for us. And if they're not, we have fireproof buildings in case people come at us with torches.
First of all, I haven't encountered a lot of the games. And remember that it's the servers. The game is being taken over by not just 10,000 people downloading the app. No, literally millions of people are trying to get into the app. Their servers are going to explode.
They should have bolstered their servers and said, hey, we know how you people think. We know how this is going to go. We have a blip on the internet. We have that pulse. We get it. We need you to give us some time before we release the Kraken and open up these gates and have all of you fandom flood in.
It's technically a Gyarados.
Whatever.
But wait. I get what you're saying, but honestly, as a person that has used the app, I haven't run into the bugs, and I'm grateful for that, because I only once it was the servers, and then that was it. And it was because I was trying to get into it. In fact, even the old Pokemon website, you couldn't get into your account. You couldn't even get into your account with the Pokemon website.
Okay, isn't that a sign that's saying, hey, we're really risking breaking the internet to all new levels of brokenness? Come on.
That is a sign. That is a sign of awesomeness.
That's a sign of awesomeness and fandom, fine, but I'm saying is they should have prepared for that.
Agree to disagree. But it's still an amazing game though, because this game has given me motivation to lose weight.
And I'm saying, and that's very good. For a lot of people, it gets them outside. It gets them breathing fresh air. It shirks their reputation of being these hermit vampires. It gets, for example, you motivating to walk around and losing weight. And then all of a sudden you have these other people that's saying, hey, we can set this up and we can go and rob some folks. It's good and bad.
Really?
Yes, really. I called this. And this is another one of those things. I'm saying, okay, with Pokemon Go, this is going to create some sort of societal shift and or chaos. It's slowly building. These are just the first stages.
Well, all I have to say to you is that when my Magikarp turns into a Gyarados, you better be prepared. That's all I gotta say to you.
And I'll say whenever that happens, get off my lawn.
That was good. That was good. I'll give you that one. 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 For those of you asking what I'm drawing, by the way, I am drawing Suicune, Ninetales, and Vulpix because I have caught Suicune, Ninetales, and Vulpix. Technically, I leveled up Vulpix to become Ninetales with a Firestone, and I caught Suicune. I actually have to catch Entei after I'm done here.
Oy.
Yeah.
Yes, I know all these people are into the game. They got so many lineup changes, still no score updates. Son of a bitch.
It actually looks pretty good. Now that I'm looking at this, I have to put that first. No. Yes? No. Maybe yes. There was something else that I wanted to say. Oh, there's actually an article that says that people with depression have actually been motivated because of this game.
And again, I say that that's one of the benefits, and that's part of that societal shift that I was talking about. I'm just saying, when you open Pandora's box, you better be prepared to catch whatever comes out, or at least deal with it.
Gonna catch myself a Jigglypuff! Actually, I already caught a Jigglypuff.
You know...
wait.
I'm going to let that joke go, as much as I don't want to.
or what Pokemon I'm missing? I'm missing I have to catch Oh! I'm gonna catch myself. No, I already caught Magikarp. I caught an Eevee. I caught a Pidgeotto. A Jigglypuff was probably the best one. Now that I think about it. Yeah, it was probably the best one. Okay. Gonna catch myself a Jigglypuff. That's gonna be my Pandora's box, bitch.
Oh, the next time you say it, there's gonna be some jokes. A lot of jokes. The wheels are returning. You're on notice.
Wait. Save the Pandora's box thing again.
Why?
Just say the Pandora's box thing again.
What? When you open up Pandora's box, you better be ready to catch what comes out?
Gotta catch 'em all! Pokemon! Da-na-na-na-na. It's you and me. You know it's my destiny. Pokemon! Oh, you're my best friend. We must defend. Pokemon! Gotta catch 'em all!
Okay. This is whenever, if I ever wind up in my version of Hell, that's gonna be the song that's gonna be just playing on a loop for all eternity. Just sense it.
Oh my god, you fell right into that one, man. You're right into that one.
Yeah, well, like I said, what was, well, in The Pokemon that you were trying to catch, you say is the best one?
Actually, no. The best one is anything that is fairy type, and I actually have Sylveon for that. But my team is comprised of Lucario, Articuno, um, Sylveon. I'm gonna actually add Ninetales. Let me see. Lucario, Articuno, Sylveon,
Not
Ninetales,
surprised with the you and the
Suicune.
Ninetales.
Yeah, Suicune. Actually, she's technically based off the Kitsune legend. It was confirmed by Pokemon. And then the last one, I'm actually debating if it will be um, Riku or Raikou, my bad, or another Pokemon. Actually, no, Jolteon. That's it. Those are my. Actually, I might change Jolteon. I'm still debating. But that's my main team, and I beat ass with that team. And what's funny about this is that.
And I beat ass with paddles. That's completely different. That's more enjoyable for me, but that's beside the point.
Well, my Pokemon range from literally across generations. Because I think there's like 7 generations, and my Pokemon, Lucario comes from the Sinnoh region, Suicune comes from the Hoenn region, Articuno comes from the Kanto region, Sylveon comes from the Kalos region. I,
What?
uh, the fifth one was, what was the fifth one? Fuck. I just forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh, well then, I'm going to take this attack of opportunity and roll a nat 20 right back into some other events that I had written down. Yeah, since the All-Star game isn't cooperating, but that doesn't mean that those were the only sporting events leading up to this. First of all, I don't think we really mentioned baseball since we got going ever.
Mm-hmm.
Giancarlo Stanton,
Ooh.
home run derby. First of all, I have to say I love the new format that they've had for the last couple of years. I love the tweak that they made for the format this year, and my God, so many home runs, so many home runs. For those of you who don't know, yes, Giancarlo Stanton won the home run derby, but it was how he did it. He tied the record for most home runs in a single round, tying Bobby Abreu back in 05 with 24. He did that in the first round. Now keep in mind, under the old format, you just hit, and anything that wasn't a home run was an out, and you got 10 outs. Now, it's just like a regular session of batting practice. Last year was 5 minutes. This year they cut it down to 4 minutes. And if you hit 2 home runs of over 440 feet, you get an extra 30 seconds at the end. In the first round alone, he hit 12 over 440 feet, one that was nearly 500 feet, 497 to be exact. And after just 2 rounds, the first round of the semifinals, he tied Bobby Abreu's all-time record for most home runs in a single derby with 41. He went on to obliterate that record, setting most home runs hit in a final round with 20. The longest 8 of the night, 20 of the longest 21, 61 for the Derby, 2 that were 497 feet, averaged about 450 feet, and all of his home runs were totaled a little over 5 miles, just about a half a mile shorter than the distance between Qualcomm Stadium where the Chargers play and Petco Park.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, he is a beast. Expect to see him all-star or no when the all-star game is in Miami next year.
Which, if everything goes according to plan, hopefully the current Marlins president can go get the hell off of Miami. I try to do like a Steve Wilkos thing there, by the way.
It's you don't do it right until you either throw a chair or tell people to stand on your stage.
No, it's get off my stage, remember?
No, I'm well aware, but remember,
Oh yeah.
I've seen his show.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Anyways, um, I let me just get her color right there. I the Marlins, we're actually waiting for the All-Star game to happen so that way the Marlins current Marlins president can get all the money he wants from that game and get the hell off out of Miami, and we can finally get this team to what it needs to be.
And can I also make a suggestion? If you get a new president,
Sure.
make a deal with the Hurricanes.
You mean the football team? Oh no, the
Yes,
well, baseball or football you're talking about?
football.
Why?
Because you built a stadium that no one in that town fucking wanted,
We
and
built this city.
you built that on the site of one of the best, most sacred, historic, winning stadiums in the whole fucking country, the Orange Bowl. May he rest in peace. And I still, if anybody has a seat from there that want to sell me, reach out to me. I'm willing to negotiate.
Hashtag
You
negotiator.
You did all that, forced the Hurricanes to move when the place that's way out of the way, very little connection, and they have been god awful ever since. Bring the Canes back to the Orange Bowl. If the team ain't gonna come and see the Marlins, have them. You already have it set up for a football alignment with the seats and everything. Bring the Canes back and have them play their rightful place.
You feel better?
A little bit. So anybody that's willing to take over the Marlins, that's just my peaceful suggestion. do the right thing, lift a curse, and watch the Marlins win another World Series. Hashtag the chicken runs at midnight.
We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city. Isn't that Starships? That's Jefferson and Starships, no?
I believe it is. Way back in the 80s, right around the time that the era of the Squid began.
I like I actually from that band I like and we can build this thing together. Building stronger ever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. You remember that song?
Unfortunately, I do. Many car rides with my parents whenever they listen to the local adult contemporary station. Yeah.
That was the jam. That was the jam. That is one of my favorite songs. Cause it's like one of those songs where you sit in the movie theaters and when you listen to it you're like yeah, and then if you have like a girlfriend or a boyfriend you're just like yeah, and then I'm so lonely.
Somebody's doing something wrong.
Or wait, no, I have a better idea. It could be like you're on the couch and you're just listening to that song, and then you're just like with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, and you just look in each other's eyes, and you're listening to that song, and it's just blaring, and there's like candlelight music right there, and I'm so fucking lonely, man. This is sad.
Look, okay, I might be with you if there's going to be immediate nakedness, but if there ain't,
Oh no.
no.
No. There's no need to be nakedness because you see this song gives you that passion that there's no need to take off your clothes.
No,
Just a good no, it's a good makeout song.
Yeah, but then I mean, making out. I mean, come on.
Okay. What about I'm thinking. Um there's another song I was actually just thinking that is actually pretty good. There is actually Boulevard of Broken Dreams is like my theme song. Do you have a theme song, Eric?
I used to. My most recent theme song. Oh God. For a while, it was Beverly Hills by Weezer, and then I had another one after that, but I can't remember what it was.
I
And
ha-
then I just spent the last, I don't know, 6, 7 years without one.
I have one theme song, and that's Green Day Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Mm,
What?
somewhat slow and depressing to be a theme song.
It is not. It's actually very me. Cause okay. So for example, they have it goes okay. I walk a lonely road, the only one I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's home to me, and I walk alone. Okay, so that one goes because I actually feel that there's times where I have to just walk, but it's the only thing I actually recognize and find it comforting. Oh, it's the chorus. My shadows and my shallow heart are the only one that walk beside me. And then sometimes I wish someone was there to find me. That chorus, like right there, it describes me. I'm waiting
All
for someone.
right, yeah, I can get with that. But just remember, you're 18. Now, if you're in that situation when you're at 30, like I am, different story.
Poor Eric.
Trust me, the history of the squid when it comes to relationships and things of that ilk is very checkered.
Checkered. Checkered. I don't know why I just said that. I just wanted to.
And the
I'm.
randomness continues.
Yes, it does. It does. It does. You gotta be
Listen,
random, you know?
hey.
Hey, hey, hey. Listen, Linda, listen.
You've done the half of the things that I've done, especially with the story that I told you and the story that I haven't told you. I can be extremely random. Granted, I never live it down, but it's still very random.
Mm.
Speaking of which, I don't know if I'm due to wash those again or not. I have to look at those and see.
Have we just moved to what I think we just moved to?
The red stockings?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Although it's been a while, but I don't have the right occasion, so I'll see. So don't you dare, after knowing that story, talk about me being random.
Oh, Eric, 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 Eric.
Hey, it's not entirely my fault I get myself in precarious situations. They just happen.
It just happened.
Hmm. You know, you're there, right vibes, atmosphere, you're surrounded by drunk people and you're sober, shit gets crazy.
Wait, you were sober while everybody else was drunk?
Oh, especially in the audience, yes.
Oh, surprising. I thought you were drunk when that happened.
No, I was completely sober, but that's the same reaction my ex had when I told her that story. She just looked at me and was like, "You did that while sober?" I'm like, "No, yeah." I didn't get drunk until the next night, which that was a completely different story in of itself.
Oh my god. What am I gonna do with you, mister?
Do you really want me to
No,
answer that
no,
question?
no. No.
I didn't think so.
I know. No. Is this part of her fur? Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot a part of her tail. Oh. Damn it. I don't
Nothing
want to do
else
that.
that I'm just gonna go.
No. 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 No, 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 no. You.
Jeez, you sound like that guy off Vicar of Dibley for a second.
What?
This is very funny Britcom, Vicar of Dibley. Look it up.
I don't watch British comedy. I don't think it's good.
Blasphemer! Hashtag Red Dwarf.
Right. So you know that nobody wants to be Prime Minister of Britain.
Well, technically, yes and no. You had people that want to be Prime Minister of Britain, but the Brits finally wised up and said, you know what? We're not picking these people. We're going to go with someone else. So Boris Johnson got all his hopes up for nothing, and then Nigel, he decided, well, I did this, so I'm just going to conveniently go over and fuck off now. Have a nice life. I got what I wanted. So now you're on the verge of having the first female prime minister since Margaret Thatcher, and I was curious. Theresa May, she's the Lone Ranger now, but her opponent was pro-Brexit. And I asked the same question before. If you're pro-Brexit, you got what you wanted, so why not want to take charge? I get that you pretty much dug yourself a hole, but you kind of wanted to keep digging, so see what's at the bottom.
You dug.
Why stop? You dug. Why not just tap and see what's inside the box?
Was that supposed to be? Anyways. And
but if you give me a couple of minutes, I could,
come up with something.
Oh yeah. What can I use with finger involved? Let me get back to you.
Okay. Yeah, Hillary Clinton got endorsed by Bernie Sanders.
It was just a matter of time. I mean, Bernie didn't get what he wanted, which was the nomination. Things were stacked against him, but he held out for as long as he did because he still has his pull and his delegates, which he reminded everyone of in his speech.
Yep.
That, all right, I'm going to have my say on the party's platform, or I'm going to make the rest of these next few weeks even more miserable for you. So in the end, there's change, and in a way, yes, unification is pretty much caving in towards the system, but if you can start making fundamental changes down ballot with gubernatorial races, state legislature, congressional, and all of these other elections that are also going on, if you can start making moves there, you can hopefully impact change. But you still have to watch out for the fact that everybody's still bought and paid for. And by the way, another recommendation to all the viewers and listeners, catch up on the new CBS show Brain Dead. You're going to love it. And boy, will a lot of things make sense.
What's it about? Oh! I actually know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That looks really good.
It is.
That looks really, really good.
It is. It is. It is. It is.
Do you remember The West Wing?
Yes.
What do you think is the show? What show do you think is the most closest to it? House of Cards, or any other political show that's out there?
I'd say the one that's closest to it, but with a twist, would have to be House of Cards. Except with House of Cards, you're getting it from a different perspective. I guess you could say it's the West Wing, but less idealized and more based in the gritty political reality.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
It does. So I guess the question would be, do you think that what goes on in House of, like, because I really liked The West Wing. It was really good. I thought it was a very, very good show.
Oh, yeah, it was a great show.
But do you think that The West Wing portrayed us what we see today, or House of Cards?
Oh, House of Cards.
You think
Without
so?
a doubt. It's just with first of all, great choice for them by getting Kevin Spacey for Frank Underwood, but the way that it is portrayed, especially with all the underhandedness and backstabbing, and the fact that Underwood was pretty much upfront about it, he's saying, "This is where I want to be. This is gonna be how I'm gonna get there. These people are gonna help. These people are gonna be in the way." It's pretty much what goes on. It's just more overt and in your face. How government really works, same thing, but it's more kayfabe.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Because if people don't realize the kind of backdoor deals that are going on, especially in this election cycle, if any, then, yeah, God help you the next decade or two.
Have you seen Legends and Lies?
Mm-mm.
That is a good show. I like Bill O'Reilly. I actually expected that. I actually expected that. I actually expected you not to like him.
Hashtag fuck it, we'll do it live. That's all I'm gonna say.
What do you mean? Wait, what? What do you mean? Come on. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out.
When he was an anchor in New York on local television before he got the Fox News gig, there was a whole big issue about. Well, I saw this one video where he was bitching at the producer about music and having the music as they were bumping back into the show. And then there was something that he was supposed to do and record some sort of, I don't know if it was like an honor commercial or things of that nature. But he got to the point where he was live on television. He actually said, fuck it, we'll do it live. Look it up to get a better idea of the story because my memory is kind of foggy.
But why don't you like him?
How can I put this succinctly?
Let it out.
He's an overbloated talking head that knows he's a talking head, but that is all into this shtick and will pander to whoever, whatever, to get him and his network ratings to line his own pockets and fill himself full of hot air to take advantage of the sycophants, neophytes, and cretins in our society who were just intelligent enough to actually understand the English language and what they actually see from the magical box that's in front of them every night. And while he does have some legitimate substance to him, he is just a microcosm of pandering and featuring everything that's wrong in this society and perpetuating whatever to whomever for his benefit and saying to hell with everyone else.
You do know that I disagree with you, right?
I kind of had a feeling when you judged by my reaction, but yeah. And the fact that he works for a total shill of a network that's just lining the pockets of a Brit, and the fact that he even went so far to have the Supreme Court pretty much dictate breaking fundamental laws of how we should perceive ourselves as society and the level of information we get, just so he could add a couple extra zeros to his bank account and have those other people that work for him select favorites of his that work downstream to get an extra zero or two themselves. I have issues.
I still disagree with you. I think he's pretty good. I think he tells it like it is.
Murdoch, as in Rupert Murdoch, as in head of News Corp, as in Rupert Murdoch, head of News Corp, that is parent company of Fox News, sued, had a case heard by the Supreme Court, and they cited in his favor that saying news can be lies. Look it up.
No. I'll look it up. I'll look it up. I'll look it up. You know, I'm just kidding with you.
Yeah,
I'll look it up.
Say, you spend all of these years or just basically being a real life Stephen Colbert character, bashing.
No, I'm a Jon Stewart.
No. But here, let me explain. I know with the Colbert Report, he was being very satirical, and he did that extremely well. But that's how Bill Riley really is, and especially anything that deals with anything of the Democrats, he will bash and bash and bash and bash. Yet, the minute he has an interview with Obama, and Obama invites him over to the White House to watch the Super Bowl, he says yes. Sorry, you either believe your own horseshit you spew, or you don't spew it. I don't give a fuck how much you make.
Oh! Oh shit!
In the words of Bill Maher, stand by your dump.
Oh shit! God damn it! How do I flip this? How do I reflect?
Well, you take some time, you sit down and...
Not that! What? Bitch. How do I... Oh, is this what I think it is? I think this is it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Sit out a little more, you can find out.
Really? Really? You just had to do that. You just had to do that.
Jokes I just let by me. Sorry, I can only take so many pitches before I swing the bat.
Where's reflect? I need to turn my... Well, I guess it really kind of doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yes, the All-Star game is still 4-2 American League.
I still have my 9 tails to go. Do you think you want to go the extra mile?
Well, yeah, because I still have one other topic that I haven't mentioned yet.
Okay, go for it.
Wimbledon.
Oh. Talk to me. Talk dirty to me. You know there's a song about that?
I know, and I'm about to say, hey, considering my current state of dress right now,
no.
I really want to go.
Where is your pants, mister? Where is your pants? You know that there's actual YouTubers that don't wear pants while they record.
Well, I don't see why you would. I wouldn't. I'm not. My pants are over there sitting on my bed about 3 feet away. Closer to 4.
Okay, go for Wimbledon.
Now, all of the talk was about the famous hashtag for Serena Williams, Catch22, trying to tie Steffi Graf most majors by a woman, and that would place her 2 behind Margaret Court. Well, she faced off against German Angelique Kerber in the Australian Open final this year and lost. Got to the French Open final and lost again. Having a second crack at Kerber, she finally did it. 6-4, 6-3 to win her 7th Wimbledon title, 2nd all time, and her 22nd overall major. Again, tied for 2nd all time, and this puts her 2 behind Margaret Court, and is one of only 4 players, if I remember correctly, male or female, to win 300 matches at Grand Slam events, and is currently only about 4 or 5 behind the all-time leader, Roger Federer, who was bounced in the semifinal on the men's side. As if that wasn't enough, she turned around with Venus, who lost in the semifinals in singles. They partnered up and continued their unbeaten streak in major tournament finals, winning the women's doubles title the same day, improving their overall record as a team to 14-0 in doubles finals. So she was just racking up trophies. And on the men's side, after almost 75 years of frustration, 3 years ago, Britain was able to shut up, finally having a British man to win the tournament, Andy Murray. This time around, he came in as the favorite for the first time ever because Federer was beat by the Canadian Milos Raonic. Kronic. Anyway, he beat him 6-3, 7-6, 7-6 on the men's side to win his second Wimbledon title, his third major overall, and becoming the first British man to win multiple Wimbledons since Fred Perry back in the mid-30s, and only the second British man to do so since 1922. So yes, everybody that cried when England got their asses beat in the round of 16 in the Euros, you have something to celebrate because you won Wimbledon again. Now everybody can focus on Serena going for lucky number 23 at the U.S. Open. Expect the ticket prices to skyrocket the deeper she goes in the tournament. If she makes the final and you can get a seat for less than 10 grand, yeah, I'd fork over that cash.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. And once she got beat last year, as she was going for the calendar Grand Slam, ticket prices plummeted, and practically no one showed up because she was the main draw.
Oh, wait. Okay, hang on. So you're saying that people won't come to see Serena Williams because she's...
No, people won't see the final if Serena's not in it. That has been proven.
Okay, because in that event, she didn't make it, and so nobody came.
Yeah, she was upset in last year's semifinal. So when it came time for the final, hardly anybody wanted to show up, and there were lines stretching a good couple of blocks whenever one of her matches was involved.
Oh wow.
But well, it's because she was going for the calendar Grand Slam, and at that point, she had already won 26 consecutive Grand Slam matches just in that year. And that hadn't been done since Steffi Graf did it in '88. So it was a big deal. It was a very big deal.
So do you... I've just never been a follower of of Serena Williams. So to hear that, it's actually pretty interesting that she's kept up that fan base.
Not to mention the fact that she's been doing other things. She's had clothing lines. She's dealt with injuries. She's 34.
Yeah, and tennis is a hard sport to keep up, especially in your 30s.
Yeah, she's won. I think he's either tied or has the most major titles after the age of 30 by any woman ever. She's won 9 just since the age of 30. And the fact that she still has one of the fastest serves, I mean, if I'm seeing something flying at me at 130 miles an hour, I'm getting out of the way.
Oh, wow.
She still holds the record for, like, one of the fastest serves ever recorded, and it's like 145?
Sounds good.
Yeah. Basically, you either hit it back, get out of the way, or die. Those are your 3 options.
Die? Oh my god.
Well, if something like that hits you in the right spot, it's lights out. I mean, you don't need John Brinkus in sports science to tell you that. Although, of course, they could do it, flashing all the graphics on the screen and giving you a great physics lesson, but I kind of already know the gist.
Interesting. Always good to know stuff. You learn something new every day.
The more you know.
Knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
Did you ever see the Magic School Bus when you were a kid?
Yes. That I read a couple of the books. I saw the TV series Saturday mornings, and I was like,
wait, there's books? There's books?
Yes, there's Magic School Bus books.
I didn't know that!
Yes!
Why didn't anybody tell me these things?
I don't know, maybe because they've only been out for about
Don't.
15 years.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Yes, I remember reading the one where they went into outer space, and it showed I think was it Arnold got on the scale in the different planets, and it showed how much he weighed because of the forces of gravity.
I remember that one.
Yes.
I think my favorite was probably echolocation. Was there a last episode where they're like at a concert and they're trying to get Miss Frizzle not to leave or something?
There might have been. I vaguely remember something like that. Vaguely. I also like the one where they went into the computer program because everything was broken, and it was like the doors were opening and coffee was being poured, and it was a school announcement going off every minute.
Why am I getting so many pimples? Oh my god. I need that proactive, like ASAP.
What do you drink?
Water?
Really?
Yeah. And Diet Coke?
Ah!
No, but wait. I know, cause this doesn't mean anything. I honestly think it's because it's just, because my time of the month's coming. Because they're coming out in the most weird places, and I'm not gonna lie.
Look, your cheek isn't the most weirdest of places, okay?
But like, it comes out a lot in my face. Like, I break out in my face when I'm close to it.
Okay, but that's still not one of the most weirdest places. That's normal.
No, but this doesn't look normal. So it's either that or something seriously wrong.
Well, God, there was about 3 different things I could have said there. It's like Archer. I had something for this.
That's funny.
Oh,
Yes.
they're still not giving me any scores. All that I know is the 7th inning, so I'm going to assume that it's 4-2. You had mentioned a particular song that you wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah! Okay, so I think it was Thursday that I got released, because every time the iTunes store releases every Thursday new content both for apps and for songs, and one of the songs that they released was Lin-Manuel Miranda, who is the director, pretty much everything, of Hamilton. He actually just finished his last show with Hamilton this past week. And then Jennifer Lopez, they both made a song that's called Love Makes the World Go Round. And I actually, guys, wanted to share just a sample because of copyright. So yes, YouTube, I know it's the song, but this is a pretty important song, and yeah. So don't copyright us, please. But this song is so good because it's benefiting what happened with Orlando, and I think it goes really well. The song starts off with him from the Grammys singing "Love is love is love is love" because he wrote a sonnet as his speech when he accepted his awards. So yeah, here you go. Hopefully I get it right. Hopefully I got it. Okay, because I don't want to get copyrighted. But
Oh, of course.
Isn't it good? Like
No,
this,
it was actually. I admit that was extremely catchy.
I like the rap part. I really like the rap part. I actually want to learn the rap part because it's so. One of the things I like about Lin-Manuel Miranda is that he's speaking so clearly. Number one, number two, he's speaking a message that's very important in our time, especially with what we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And number 3, while he does use some curse words, like for example in Hamilton, he had to use curse words and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it doesn't need to be dirty with what he's rapping. Because nowadays I'm hearing rap songs and I hear them and I'm just like, why are there so many like words that don't even belong there? Like you could get the message across some other way.
Don't even get me started about modern rap.
He reminds me a little bit of how Will Smith would rap.
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith never really cursed or spoke dirty, more or less, in his songs.
Well, like Eminem put it, he didn't have to.
Yeah. And it's true, you don't need to.
That's one funniest lyrics. Will Smith doesn't have to curse his own record, but I do. So fuck him and fuck you too. But that's what was funny.
Yeah. Did you ever see the Family Guy episode of where Will Smith is just rapping, but there's no curse words? They're just like he's just rapping and rapping, and then no, that was good. That was good. But I like Lin-Manuel Miranda. He's very creative.
Oh yeah, like I said, very well done on his part, and that's one of these things. If you know how to communicate and convey the message, then the words are actually secondary. He does that, and he crafted the art to it.
Nothing to go around. Nothing to go around. You know that he's Puerto Rican, right?
Mm-hmm. I told you about that when he did his song
In the Heights.
Well, no, not just In the Heights. Last week tonight, when John Oliver was talking about.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
The situation with Puerto Rico.
Yes, you told me, and that was our homework.
Yep, 100 miles across.
I love Lin-Manuel, man. I think he's so cool. He's actually doing the soundtrack, or cooperating with the soundtrack of the new Disney movie, Moana, I think it's called Mona, something like that.
And of course, he would go into Disney movies.
Of course.
Nothing towards him, but just Disney movies.
No, but what's number one, I like her from the trailer, and it sounds really good, because like I'm a fan already of his.
Mm-hmm.
But this is an interesting movie because it's actually about the Polynesians, which is like because at the beginning they actually had for Polynesians they had Lilo and Stitch as the Pacific, like a Pacific princess, you know. And then obviously you have Mulan for the Chinese. I'm still waiting for the Latin. When are you gonna give me that, Disney?
Well, technically.
What?
Technically.
What?
Sophia the First?
No. She don't count. She don't count. She don't count.
Messenger. Okay?
She don't count.
And yes, since I'm finally getting a decent update, and yes, I'm aware it's National Different Colored Eye Day. Thank you very much. Christ, people. 7th inning stretch. It's still 4-2 American League.
That good? Is it good? Is that good or bad?
Well, it depends. Say, for example, the Marlins make another magical run, a la 97 and 03, and get to the World Series. If this holds, they would not have home field advantage.
I don't think I'm going to be able to finish Ninetales, man. I'm scared. And I really want to finish her. But her tail is just so big. I meant every joke. That is every single joke.
And especially, I mean, given recent history, there's like 3 extra directions that I could go with this.
Mew mew. Mew mew. Mew mew. Mew mew. Mew mew. Mew mew. Mew 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 mew. Oh, I want to tell you. Actually, now that I'm kind of like we're kind of just like going on the improv here, I want to tell you about the recent exploits of my grandmother.
Oh boy.
I still don't have the door.
Okay.
Well, okay, I have the door. I just haven't put it on yet. You're probably asking why, aren't you?
Oh, in many different ways.
Okay, because she hasn't taught me how to put it on.
Okay, little miss,
Wait!
I'm doing all this, miss. I remember
Wait!
Lucy Righty Tighty when everybody yelled
Wait!
blowing the pump off. All of that. Yes,
Wait!
none
Wait!
of
No!
comes to
Because
mind.
she said that when she went to pick up the doors, who, by the way, alright, my grandfather wanted the door, and he ended up
Yes,
not getting the right door, alright,
yes,
and I
I
ended,
remember that.
alright, she was taught how to do it, because apparently there's some form of specialty with this door.
What happened with being just a big white slab of wood? Hmm.
It's not a big white, what?
You're
It's,
the one when I was saying about all this
oh,
thing about different
oh
doors.
yes, that's right, I forgot, yes. We haven't painted it either. That's the worst part, we haven't painted it either. We haven't painted the door yet either, so it's just a wooden door with empty holes.
Well, I mean, when it comes to filling up empty holes, I mean, I have certain expertise, but that's beside the point.
Anyways, so this is how her day started. You're gonna laugh. So her day started. I tell her, listen, Loretta Lynch. They're showing her in a hearing. She's like, all right, I'm gonna get out of bed now. She comes down the stairs in like 10 seconds. I kid you not. She comes down the stairs and she comes. When the next thing we know, when we see the TV, it's changed to the Bernie campaign. And Bernie and Hillary are standing side by side, and he endorses her. And she starts screaming, "You motherfucker! You motherfucker! Fuck you!"
Okay, a typical reaction I would anticipate.
Especially
All
since she
right.
supports Trump. She,
What?
yeah, she supports Trump.
Okay, that sound that everybody just heard was my head exploding and smoke fuming out of my ears. Wait, what?
Yeah, she supports Trump.
uh, um, okay,
What's the matter?
question.
What's the matter? What's the matter? Come on.
Then why the reaction for that if she supports Trump?
Because she hates Hillary. And she finds Hillary disgusting. And she can't believe that Bernie just decided to be like that and endorse Hillary. She doesn't know the game of politics, by the way.
Oh, now this is making sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So then after that, she tells me, listen, I'm too upset. I'm going to go. You're going to come with me. This is after I walked and I came in and I found out that there was a hearing. So I like after I took a shower and stuff, I went ahead and I got down. I was in pajamas because I was like, I'm going to just chill for today and get myself ready for the show tonight. And then she tells me, I need to get a tag from my car. You're coming with me. I'm like, okay, it's just a chance to go outside, whatever. We go, and she goes into the tag place, and she fights in the tag place.
Oh, jeez.
It gets better. So there's two kids. She tells me that there's two kids, like a 4-year-old and a 10-year-old, and they're fighting. They're screaming and they're arguing. And they're screaming and arguing, and she does the teacher thing of like, shh,
Okay.
So when she does that, the father goes ahead and looks at her, but he doesn't say anything. And so she's like, you better not say anything. This next time, the kids start screaming again, and she screams at them, you shut up, or something like that. And they're like, you be quiet, or something like that. Something to that effect. And the father says, they're just kids. And she's like, exactly. And it's because of me parents like you that they give trouble to the teachers.
Oh, good.
And I'm just like, oh no. She went
Layla, I don't know her.
Well, thank God I was in the car. And I was just chilling in the car playing Pokemon. I caught my Suicune, was listening to Maroon 5. She was screaming at the man, and the man was like, and I bet you weren't a good teacher. And she's like, if I wasn't a good teacher, I wouldn't have been there 44 years.
Oh, Jesus.
And
there was a meme that just came into my head.
well, wait. So she goes, and there's another person comes and goes to the father and tells her, listen, don't answer her, just ignore her. And so she's like, yeah, you better ignore me, porque si tú me digas una cosa más, me voy a
Oh. There's a very bad meme and a very wise saying, and this instantly just popped into my head.
Right. Well, and then everybody's looking at her. They don't want to go near her. She's super duper pissed, like beyond pissed. And she said, she turns to a guy, and the guy tells her, "Tú tienes razón," which means you have reason. And she's like, "Of course I have reason. This is why the kids are so fucked up this generation. It all begins in the house." So that happened. She comes back. They tell her that she needs to go to the bank. She has a fight with, ironically, Jake from State Farm.
Oh, Jesus.
I kid you not, the guy's name was Jake from State Farm. She has a fight with him. Tells her that
she at least referenced the commercials.
I told her about the commercial because she didn't realize until I told her, hey, Jake from State Farm. And she's like, oh, you're right. And I'm like, I know. So there was that. And then we come home. We had a couple of mini fights, not between me and her, but just mini fights with anybody she came across because she was pissed. But it all started from Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. And I told her, they're gonna give you a heart attack. And she goes, you see those motherfuckers if I get a heart attack. I'm like, okay. She's screaming right now. So what happens is she comes home. Oh, I wonder what she's screaming about. And she goes, alright, I'm gonna go pick up my car because my grandfather says, listen, your car's ready. It's just good to go. Let's go and get it. So she says, okay. Next thing I know, when I come down, she's coming home all pissed because her car got stopped, like it turned off, because she was trying to get her car fixed like 2 weeks before. Got stopped twice in the highway, and the air conditioner's not working. It's hot as fuck here in Florida because of the humidity.
Well, even without the humidity, we've been flirting with about 100 up here, so I can feel her pain there.
So that happened, and she comes home and she's like, Stephanie! Where's me? You can't turn that chick right now! You can't do that, motherfucker! And I'm like, okay.
it is like the meme said, everybody wants to date a Latina until you piss her off. Ay, ay, ay. So I take it because of the repeated fighting triggers, the door just got left.
To tomorrow, I guess.
Okay. And I thought I lived an exciting life, but dealing with the adventures of my mom and screaming at the
Oh
television,
no! Oh no!
or screaming at people on the
Oh
phone.
no! Oh no! You're not the only one, my friend.
I can see that now.
Alright, I'm done.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm posting it on Twitter.
okay.
And with that being said, oh my god, my phone died! No! Alright, I'll post that when I get the chance. But anyways, thanks again for joining us, guys. I know it's the first show without SCU, but I think we did pretty good, did we not?
I would hope so.
I would hope so too. So be sure to check out the video. I know we're not live just yet because of internet problems, but I'll definitely have it up this episode as soon as I can because I got a bunch of other videos uploading. But be sure to check me out at Steph_Sakura. Wait, no, wrong. At Sakura _Steph309. Be sure to like and subscribe. Be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button. And if you
like game up.
exactly,
God, I really just said that. You owe me.
so be sure to do that. And also, if you guys have any recommendations of games I should play, or you guys want to just comment, you can go ahead and put it in the comments box. I am Saki and Squiddy.
Yep. Follow me at Squid Sports Head. When I'm not live tweeting stuff, you're going to be prepared to hear a lot of me over the next few months and as we get into the football season. So, yeah, you think I'm weird now. Just
Wait.
deal with me in a few months. That's all I'm going to say.
So, anyways, guys, sorry about that. Thanks again. I don't know. I actually pulled out the plug by accident. I'm sorry. I pulled out my headphone jack by accident, but anyways, sorry.
Yeah.
Love you like hearts.
Okay.
What is it? Exactly. Anyways, bye guys. Thanks for joining us. Bye Muse. Say bye. Say bye. Oh my god.